Hi guys, welcome back to This Is What I Do. This is your girl Z. Y'all know that. So I hope guys that you are doing just fine. I hope on the other side of the screen it's warmer because where I am right now it's literally it is freezing. We freeze in the morning, we freeze during the day, we freeze at night, we wake up, we're still frozen. It's just a constant freeze. I just hope you guys are doing well. It's winter time, it's flu season, everything is just upside down. But I hope you guys are doing well. I am doing well as well. I figured to myself today that perhaps it's time for me to tell you guys how the business commenced. So we're gonna get to that and we're gonna start right away. Here is the story of how the business came to exist. So back in 2016, yes, I did get the company registered legally, but I wasn't actually producing a product myself and selling it. What I was basically doing in order to, just to find myself in the world of being a salesperson or an entrepreneur and stuff like that, just to make sure that I have a cash flow of some sort. I think that's what most of us basically get to understand the world of business. We start off by selling generic perfumes, handbags, carpets, anything that we can get our hands into, just so that we can understand the sales business better. You know, that's where you actually find out that whether you're a salesperson, can you run a business, can you manage funds? That's where we actually figure out a lot of stuff. Other people they sell Avon, other people they sell Average Lane, other people they sell Tupperwares. I think that's where most of us start from, and it's not a thing of today. It has been done. That is how we are also. That is the road that we are also using as entrepreneurs. So what one other thing that I also tried to do was get into state-owned companies databases, basically government-owned companies. I would try to get my company there as a supplier of goods and anything that they might require. So basically, you submit your paperwork, and whenever they need something, they would email you a request for a quotation, and you would respond to that. And that was basically what I did. And back then, I remember I didn't own a printer, so basically a lot of the SMMEs around the area that I live in, we would gather up at the library, and there was internet there where you could do your research for the request for a quotation and get your stuff and your paperwork sorted out. It was quite hard. I remember I had just moved to the area that I'm residing in now, and yeah, we had one car, and so sometimes the car would not be around, so I would have to walk in order to respond to the request for quotations. You had to have money for lunch, and you had to have money for printouts. So that was actually hard. Sometimes it was really hot for a person. It's just too hot to walk, you know. But I did that, and a year later, I got a call from the local municipality. They basically asked me if I was a person or I was a company that produced and sold items. And back then I was still just selling this and that and that and that, but they wanted people that produces themselves basically and selling at the same time basically, and your company must also be legally registered. So I told them what I did, and yes, I did qualify in a way, I did qualify because my company was registered, and I had already started the process of selling stuff, so I had a little bit of knowledge. The only thing that I didn't have that they wanted was an office set up whereby I run my business at. So I responded to them that an office setup is not a problem. So they told me that these companies are going to be put in an incubation program that is coming, sent by the Department of Ehlanzeni District Municipality. So basically, they're sourcing out companies that are SMMEs and are producing and selling items. So I said to them, well, I will set up an office. And yeah, they said, what do you produce? I told them that, well, I do sell ponchos. I just don't have the machines, but I buy the material and have them sewn so that I can sell them as well. So that is what I'm basically doing. And they said, yeah, you need to set up an office so that you can be evaluated. The evaluation is a process, but eventually they're gonna start training you guys for something. In fact, the guy didn't actually disclose all of the information. He just wanted to find out what I was doing. So, which was, yeah, that was simple. So I started the process of setting up an office, which was very difficult. And also I had to go buy a second-hand machine. So I got it from a friend of mine. And when I took it for servicing, they actually charged me a whooping 700 bucks just to fix a domestic machine. Told me a story about how the motor was too powerful and I'm gonna sew up my fingers, it's too fast and stuff like that. So they told me that kind of jibber jabber and they fixed the machine, and I came back and I started practicing how to do my straight lines and how to sew this and that. And yeah, I did set up an office at my father-in-law's house, as there was a back room that was not being used. So I just set it up, they put my items there. Basically it was a little store. It was a little store. So yeah, I got a call from the Department of Ehlanzeni District Municipality saying that they want to give me a date as to when they're gonna come and start with the evaluations. So one day, I thought to myself, maybe there's gonna be just one car that, you know, that comes, you know. And yeah, they're gonna just send normal people that, you know, whose face maybe, no, there's no way that they could have sent faces that I'm familiar with. I don't know anybody at the offices. So I just thought to myself, they're gonna send just normal people like me, you know, just to do a little bit of that and a little bit of that and talk to me a little bit and stuff like that. But oh boy, was I wrong. Mm-mm. I was far from the truth, you know. So on the day of the evaluation, the first day, I remember, because my partner, we were two girls in the company, so I remember she couldn't come because of some reasons. So I was basically at last minute, I found out that she can't make it. So I had to attend a meeting. They had to evaluate me basically by myself, and I knew in everything. I didn't. Yeah, it was really hard. So next thing I know, they're calling me that they want directions, and eventually I directed them to the house, and then they came. 3 cars pulled out the front yard. Big people came out of those cars, and it was scary as hell. It was a very scary feeling that I got. They came back, and it literally just hit me that, oh my goodness, this thing is very serious. This looks like, oh my goodness, like big bosses, like the LED department, including the contractor that, you know, that was going to render the services of training us. Everybody was there. They came in like I remember they just filled the room, and I was just this small person sitting in a chair and being questioned, and they asked me a lot of questions. But yeah, they also saw that I'm basically a nobody, you know. I remember the big boss. Unfortunately, I can't disclose his name, you know, from the LED department. I remember at the end of the meeting, uh, I remember him telling them that, telling I remember him telling, I remember him telling the service provider that they should turn my hobby into a business. And those words actually gave me some sort of encouragement. So yeah, it was really nice hearing him talk like that, based on what they were seeing and how I was answering the questions and stuff like that. So yeah. And a few weeks later, the evaluations were done now, and the first service provider came to do entrepreneurial and business management training. And we did that for a few weeks and we were done. And then another service provider came to offer us a training on basic sewing. Now that one, that one was fun. I remember I had to join a group that was based in Pilgrim's Rest, and I didn't have transport back then, and I had to hike my way to that area where the training was being held every day. Was it every day or it was twice a week, 3 times a week? I can't remember, but yes, I remember I had to hike my way to Pilgrim's Rest all the time. So sometimes I would come back with the service provider. Sometimes I would go with the service provider. So we got the basic sewing training, and yeah, we learned how to do. Basically, I remember I learned how to to sew a pencil skirt, and I also learned how to do an apron, which was really nice. And yeah, I got to understand some of the parts of the machines. They explained all of that. It was a very informative training. So a quick funny story about um yeah, one of those days where I was still attending the sewing training. So one time I got to Pilgrims, I realized that okay, fine, everybody's not here. The group of other women that I was basically training with, they were not there first. So I came super early as I got a lift from another guy that works at Public Works, in that is based in Pilgrims. So I got there, it's very early in the morning, around I think 8, somewhere there. And when I got to their premises, I saw that there's nobody there, so I just stood outside. Oh my goodness. I stood outside to actually just wait for everybody to come there. Big mistake. I'm not a tourist, so there's no way I could have known that. So I'm standing outside. I'm actually literally on the phone. There's these big trees that are overgrown and they started curling up, up in the air. So the building is basically surrounded by those old aged trees. Super fun, huh? So I'm standing outside, busy with the phone. I left, basically, is it Civilization down there, about 700 meters away from the place of training. So yeah, there were street vendors over there, down there. Obviously it's a tourist destination. A lot of tourist buses, they pull over there, and yeah, I don't know what they do there. So I never got the time to actually take a look at around Pilgrims as to what exactly is there. I know there's a museum and stuff like that. Perhaps they come for that. I don't know, but yeah. So here I am standing outside waiting for everybody to just come. And I'm the first one. There's nobody there. I left everybody, the street vendors, the women's down there, went up with me, just walked up, because the building where the training was being held is just a few meters away from everybody. So I stood there, and yeah, behind the trees, came a baby monkey. And I look another trees, because the trees are just many surrounding the walkway. So a baby monkey came towards me. I was like, oh, it's a baby fluffy monkey, cute. And then I look around, I see another one just coming, and just standing behind the tree, and then it's now coming towards me. I'm like, baby monkeys, a bunch of baby monkeys. Perhaps monkeys, they love me. Huh, they look so fluffy and cute. And a few more baby monkeys, they came, super small, tiny monkeys. They came towards me. I was like, okay, this is strange. but super cute. Perhaps I'm liked by just monkeys. I don't know. So I just continued standing there, and eventually I looked up and I saw mother monkey, father monkey, sister monkey, brother monkey holding a meeting up in the sky in the tree branches. They started just ganging up and filling the trees with themselves. Small monkeys, sister monkeys, brother monkey, uncles, and stuff like that. They just flooded the trees on top and making so much noise. And other monkeys, they just started coming towards me. Next thing, I'm surrounded by about 12 monkeys on the floor. They're just coming. They're coming, but they're coming so slowly and super sneaky. I look up the tree branches and I see more monkeys. What do they want? I am by myself there. What do they want? Eventually, it just clicked and it hit me that, hey, Wena, you are under a monkey attack. I was like, what? Am I gonna die here? Am I gonna get killed by a bunch of monkeys? And there is this law that you can't hit them, you can't throw stones at them. I'm like, the monkeys, they're literally just ganging up and surrounding me. I'm like literally standing in the middle of the street, surrounded by them only. I remember grabbing a stone that was big and smashing it on the floor, and it spattered around, but they didn't even move 5 inches away from me. They just stood there. I was like, my goodness, they are not afraid of me. I remember I just screamed. I was like, yo, you see Zaddy? I screamed to the top of my lungs, asking for help. So the woman down the street, they looked up, they saw me surrounded by a bunch of monkeys. They sent one guy, they were like, hey, Kijima, go help her, Kijima. And one man, it just came running towards me and just running and running and running. He ran as fast as he could because the monkey was literally just starting to pull my bag away from me. I was like, I have never been so afraid in my entire life. Like, that literally gave me quite a scare, you guys. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, so the guy came and scared the monkeys away from me, and yeah, I just stood there. I was like literally just shaking. My entire body was like in so much shock. He was like, let's go. Do you want to just stand here? And yeah, and then we went down, and as I walked down, and the women over there, they got out and in groups, and yeah, it was like I'm walking in a fashion parade or something. I was like famous. I was called the monkey girl. They were like, don't you know that monkeys, they like to attack women around here? Where do you even come from? I was like, I've been here for the past few days. Don't you guys see me? They're like, we see you, but you're always with other people. Don't you know that monkeys, they don't like women around them? I'm like, I don't know. And then they just started telling me their stories of being attacked by monkeys, and I was like just so overwhelmed with what had just happened. And they were like, they told me that the monkeys are not afraid of men. They're not afraid of men. I mean, they are afraid of men. They're not afraid of women around there, so they get attacked quite a lot. So they laughed fun. Hey, they laughed fun. They told each other, one told the other one, the other one told the other one, and the entire street vendor people, they just laughed. I'm scared as hell, and everybody's just laughing, and everybody who came late to their shops, they were told that she just got attacked by monkeys. That was not fair. That was not fair. So eventually, the group of people that I was training with, they came. Apparently, they also told them the same thing. And in class, before class started, it was a long talk about the monkey issue, and everybody just kept laughing. I was basically a laughing stock for that day. And I came back home, you know, I tried to explain my tragic thing, that took place. I'm hurt, I'm not physically hurt, but inside I'm like brutally, scratched, got some cuts and stuff like that. Like, hey guys, this and this and so happened to me today, and everybody just burst into a very big laughter. And eventually I just stopped telling everybody or anybody about the monkey issue. So yeah, the training eventually ended, and then we stayed. Yeah, we waited for certificates, and they came. And one day, well, when we were training, we filled up some forms to apply for machines. Basically, I said I want an industrial straight sewing machine, and secondly, I wanted an overlocker, a big one, and I told them that I want an embroidery machine. So few weeks later, I got a call from the Department of Ehlangene District Municipality, from the LED department, telling me that my machines that I have applied for are back. I should organize transport to come fetch them, but unfortunately, the embroidery machine is not. It's not provided. So I was like, okay, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. So yeah, they funded me with 2 machines. That's basically what I got, and there was no material. Not that I'm complaining and stuff like that. So everything else I had to see myself out. That was the startup that they gave me. So me being a tenderpreneur, I did other projects, trying to accumulate some funds in order to fund my business, and I did tendering. Well, I got some, isn't it? It's basically you throw a net into the ocean and you get maybe one fish. I don't know. Yeah, it's always like that in the tendering business. So yeah, I was doing a bit of tendering, so I got to save up a little bit of money, and I bought more machines that you saw on my previous video. And I got another partner a few years, or a year later. I got another partner, which now he is in charge of the printing department. He works very hard, so we work together. We, yeah, basically just trying our best till today. We're still trying to grow the company as fast as we can. So the business is basically not where we want it to be. So it basically started picking up during the beginning or the course of COVID-19. Not that this is a celebration or something, but this is basically my story, you guys. Please don't interpret what I'm saying to you as otherwise, please. I beg you. So yeah, the business started picking up during the course of COVID-19. Basically, I remember the LED department started sending us forms to fill up, to apply, and stuff like that. So we fill up and to get into databases as COVID-19 PPE suppliers. I remember I didn't even know how to sew up a mask. And I remember the day that I heard that apparently COVID-19 is in South Africa now. So I decided that I'm going to have to learn how to sew a face mask. So I went to a friend of mine and I borrowed a mask. They said they don't have the cloth face mask. They only have the government hospital face mask. I was like, it's fine, I just need the measurements. Because there are specific measurements as to how a mask should be designed. So back then they were still strict as compared to now. So I got the face mask example, I drawed it up, and I started cutting pieces of cloth and started practicing and practicing. Little did I know that this was gonna be actually a huge demand, in the entire world. I didn't know. I just felt like perhaps I would have to do some for the people around me and stuff like that. So we started sewing up masks, and I requested people to donate material that they're not using, old sheet beds, and in return I would sew up masks for their families, and some of them we donated them around the area. So yeah, it was quite, yeah. And before I know it, people started placing orders. People who are running companies, they have employees, they started placing orders. They ordered in 20s, in 30s. I was like super busy, you know. I was very busy. God actually played a big role in protecting me, because I was literally just waking up and sewing masks every day until we got requests for quotations from departments now. Ah. Yeah, so the Department of Education hit us with a request for a quotation. The Department of Health sent also one. The Department of Justice, they also sent one, and few other government offices, they did send us requests for quotations. Luckily, I think that's the beauty of owning a company that is legally registered, because you get to do and partake in all of these things. So it was really hard. I remember the first bunch that we had to do. I think it was 200 masks or 250 for a hospital, and yeah, we sold it, I think, 2 days, and I fell ill. I felt sick for 3 days. I couldn't wake up from my bed. I have never had to work so hard in my entire life. Sit on the chair in a machine just looking at one thing. It was even worse if they requested one color, which was maybe black. You just work, your eyes are just seeing black, 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 black. Countless amount of time you just seeing black. And we got another quotation from the Department of Education. Now that one almost killed us all. So they sent us a request for a quotation, asking us basically asking us a question as to how many masks can we provide on a specific date. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we are a small business, and we are very small. In fact, this business company is practically managed by two people. We are all youth, so we are under 30, under 35. So they requested us to respond to that quotation, and we did. We sat down, calculated how many masks can we do for these amount of days. And I think we sent them that we could do, I don't know, I don't remember, 900, something like that, 910. Yeah. Hey, the order came. And the actual work had to start. That we applied. Guys, if I show you the videos of us trying to mass produce those masks, it was hard. You don't eat, you don't sleep, you basically don't do anything. You're lucky even if you get to go to the shower and just bath. Otherwise it's just work, sleep, maximum 3 hours max, push, 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 push. It was really, really hard work. But eventually I got myself up to speed. I started doing faster. Basically at this point I could do up to maybe 120 masks per day by myself. A completed mask. That is that I can do. At least now I'm confident. So I had to sew up a lot of masks. So yeah, and then when we did the mask for the Department of Education, it was quite fun. It was quite fun sewing them. The not so fun part was the day of the delivery. So I went to deliver there at the place where I was instructed to go deliver it. So when I got there, guys, there were other companies whom they've requested, the same deliveries from. A lot of companies. I got there with my one box of about 910 masks, just one box. I got there, I find piles and piles and piles, millions of masks from perhaps one company. Not even one company, a bunch of companies, but they delivered in thousands and thousands. I saw bags labeled from one company stating 1,000 times 15 masks in one big bag like this. I was like, I was shattered. I felt so small. I felt super small. Sorry guys, excuse the chair, it keeps making this noise. It always does these things. I felt super small. I felt like I have failed my company. I should have quoted like a lot of masks. I should have said 10,000. I don't know what came into my mind, but all I know is that I was really shattered to see other companies mass produced masks like that. But then again, I said to myself, it's no use. It's what I could. You can't blame yourself for something that, basically I thought to myself, it's better that I did it this way because it was going to actually reflect back to the company as incompetent. Should I have not met the deadline, with the correct number of masks, because they really did state that this is an emergency. So if an emergency meant that I could only produce less than 1,000, perhaps in 2 days, that was enough. That is my company's capacity. I had to come to understand that. But I told myself, that is never going to happen again. Never. So they sent us another request for a quotation, and it stated it had the same instructions. How many masks can you produce and supply on a specific date? I said to myself, not this time. I'm smart now. I'm smart now. So we were not a company that produced and stored masks, because everybody now does masks. So we didn't want to spend a lot of money in terms of producing masks whereby we don't know where to actually sell them to. So we were like, okay, we sat down and discussed that, okay, fine, here's another quotation requesting masks. How do we respond to it? And then we decided that, okay, fine, since we still have, a few pennies, in our bank accounts, perhaps we should write 10,000. I was like, yeah, baby. This is it. This is it. I can feel it. Okay, fine. We responded to the quotation, sent it through, and waited for the order now. Day 1, order didn't come. Day 2, order still didn't come. Day 3, I start to panic. I think anybody in my position would have actually panicked. I was like, okay guys, the order is not coming and the days are just getting slimmer. We had 10 days to do the 10,000 masks, and now it looks like we have 7. Can we actually do 10,000 masks perhaps in 5 days? No freaking ways. No ways. Sort of for saying that. No ways. Like we can't produce that number of masks in those amount of days. There's no way. So I went around the community. I spoke to people that should an order like this come will you be willing to work with us? And yeah, I had some good response towards that. I was happy. I was like, okay, fine, should the order come, we're gonna just pack machines. Even if we have to sit outside the yard in open space, we are just gonna sit and sew these masks. There's no way I'm gonna let my company down. Day number 4 came, no order. Day number 5 came, no order. I started panicking to a point whereby I couldn't eat. I was so stressed. So basically, before day 4, 5 came, I think on day number 3, we decided that perhaps while we're still waiting for the order, we should go buy material and start sewing up masks. Big mistake. So we took out about 6,500 rand from our savings. I think that was about it, guys. Like, so we took out that amount of money, went to the store and purchased a material, like different types of synthetic material. And then we came back and we started sewing. We sat on the machine and started sewing. There was another lady that I had previously attended a training to, so she's my partner as well. Whenever we need her, we send our staff there for the things that we can't do ourselves because we're still learning ourselves. So I sent her parts of the material. I remained with another material here. We sewed, like we just started sewing. Day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, no order. I remember thinking to myself that perhaps the guy did not receive my quotation. So I called back. I was like, I'm just checking if you guys did receive my quotation. They were like, let us check. Yeah, we did. This is your email, right? They told me my email. I was like, yeah, that is correct. They were like, yeah, we got your quotation. I was like, okay, since I'm not at liberty to actually ask any further questions, it's best that I just leave this. Otherwise, it's going to look somehow. So I just left it. Day 14, 15 came and no order came. That is not a nice feeling. That is a very sad story. Taking out from a company that is this small to actually spend that amount of money for something that you're not gonna get. I don't know, like it was really hurtful. It was really hurtful, guys. I lost weight. I was super stressful. I'm talking to you now, the material is still sitting here. Like, it was hard. I know I'm supposed to sell it and stuff like that. I will get to that point, but this is basically a story. It's not like I'm storing the material and it's never gonna be used ever again, but we just took that story and just buried it because it was too hard. It was too painful to just talk about it every day. And eventually we just stopped asking ourselves, when is the order gonna come? And then it never came. I wouldn't actually say we made a loss, but yeah, we were counting on the profit that is definitely gonna change our lives in terms of the business. We're going to take that money and reinvest it to the business and buy maybe other stuff that the business needs. But yeah, okay, fine. We healed from that, and then we got another order from the Department of Justice. They didn't request a lot of masks, so I think it was about 200. We did that, and we saved up. So yeah, from the first money, from the Department of Education, we saved it up, and I had some savings from tendering. We put together and we managed to buy another container because the office space was literally just getting smaller. It came to a point whereby we felt like customers didn't actually have a place to sit at. So it was really, really crowded, as the machines, everything that you saw on my previous video was in one container. So when we bought another one this January, so it was, to us it was a victory. We were like, yay, we're moving forward, at least, yay, and stuff like that. So on the day of the delivery of the container, it's whereby I saw that I have so much support from the people around me, including my neighbors, especially my neighbors and my friends, especially my neighbors and my friends. I remember everybody just diving in, because we spent everything that we had, so we didn't have money to have the structure where the container is going to be sitting at built. We couldn't actually afford to hire anybody, so we had to do it ourselves. Bricklaying, to prepare the concrete and everything, it was the people around my neighborhood that actually came through for us. So yeah, if you guys get to see the videos of the preparations whereby we were like expecting a delivery of the container, you guys, I think you are going to love it and laugh at the same time. It was such chaos. It was really it was really hard labor. It was like really, really hard labor. Everybody just worked. We worked. We worked. We worked at night. We worked in the morning. For like 2 days, it was hard labor. Women, men, we just worked. We just worked. So yeah, guys. I think I actually might just post those videos, send those videos for you guys to see. I don't know if you guys I don't know if it will maybe teach you guys something. I don't know, but for me, I saw the power of living in good terms with people, because whenever you need people, they actually do show up if you are in good terms with them. So that actually, to me, said a lot. It said a lot to see people leaving their homes to come and help with bricks and concrete. And yeah, I think about 7 in the evening, because the container, we were expecting it, the next day. And today we were like still preparing the place where it's going to sit. It needed a concrete laid place, so we didn't know anything about concrete mixing and cement and stuff like that. So we saw wonders, God's wonders. We, till today, I'm like, I can't believe I can't believe that the people around me, they actually did that with me. They helped a lot. I would actually say that this business is actually not built by me and my partner. It's actually a lot of contribution from the people and my neighbors. They constantly show up whenever there is anything that we need here. So I'm super grateful to God for bringing me people like that. Everybody needs that kind of support system. I think this is basically where the story ends. I hope you guys like my journey to becoming an entrepreneur. It is not easy. It won't be easy, but we're gonna do it anyway. So I am not a professional. We are not running this business as professionals, but we're doing it anyway. So I hope you guys take this story and relate to it, that you don't have to be somebody in order to do something. Yes, we get help there and there, but it's mostly our struggles. You have to wake up and do your part if you want something. So I hope with this video you get to see, and I think you're still going to see, because I think I'm really going to to post those videos, when we were actually preparing for the container. I think you guys are gonna love seeing that. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Help it grow by sharing it with your friends and family. And also, do not forget to smack that notification button, because I am not posting per schedule. So I'm just posting every now and then. I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things, so I will just keep you guys posted. But for now, that's it from me. I love you guys all. I hope you guys stay safe in your homes. I will see you guys next time. Kisses.